Hello there, welcome to my views and news. Two news stories. Firstly, Somaliland is setting some standards. It is setting examples should be followed by others in the region. Voting underway in Somaliland to choose the new president. Technology, new modern technology is being introduced during the voter identification process in Somaliland. Who is observing this election? How many voters will cast their votes? Musavi Abdi spoke today after casting his vote. He seems to be sure of his win, it seems. Secondly, viewers, a prestigious award for an Eritrean journalist who is in prison in Eritrea, in prison for the last 23 years. Who will receive this award on his behalf? Let's start from Somaliland. I always say that Somaliland has a lot to show when it comes to being transparent and democratic in the Horn of Africa. Others should follow Somaliland in several areas. Sixth election is being held in Somaliland today to choose the new president. Peaceful transition of power, transparent transition of power, which is missing in other parts of the Horn of Africa, East Africa, is being practiced by Somaliland. Though election is delayed, obviously, Musavi Abdi is on extension. Election should have been held 2 years ago, I think. Abdi got 2 years extension. But still, the process is smooth, peaceful, and democratic, transparent. Tim Cole is a British ambassador, for British ambassador, not serving. He's observing, he's the chief observer of this election. International observers are deployed to monitor the elections, firstly. Secondly, iris scanning technology is being used to identify the voters, to confirm the identity of voters. This is the first time in this region, in this Somalia, Ethiopia, Eritrea, Sudan, that such a technology is being used in election. 3 candidates in the race: Musavi Abdi, the president of Kulmiye Party; Wadani, party leader Abdurrahman; second main candidate Faisal Ali Warabe, UCID leader. But main contest is between Musavi Abdi and Abdurrahman. Faisal Ali Warabe is not expected to win more than 10% votes. But if contest is close between Musavi Abdi and Abdurrahman, then Faisal Ali Warabe could be decisive. So we'll have to see what happens. Voting underway. More than 1 million voters will cast their votes. The 3 candidates have already cast their ballots. Musavi Abdi, Faisal Ali Warabe, and Abdurrahman. And hours before the start of voting, people gathered at polling stations. So far, everything is peaceful. Women have been seen in large numbers casting their ballots in this election. That is why I say that Somaliland is definitely setting some standards. Problem is that it is not recognized as a country. It is part of Somalia, according to international law. Musavi Abdi, when he spoke after casting his vote, he said that the result of the election should be accepted by everyone, and the loser should not create unrest. It seemed as if he was dead sure of his win. And he asked Abdurrahman that Abdurrahman, after losing the election, should not reject the election result. This is what he meant, I think. We'll have to wait, because during casting of ballots and in the run-up to elections, generally candidates don't show their weakness. They always say they are set to win. We have to wait I am monitoring the developments, and hopefully will update you once we get reliable information and official information about the results of this election. You see that in Somalia, regional states and federal government are fighting over the mode of conducting the election, whether should it be one person, one vote, or indirect election. But in Somaliland, sixth one person, one vote direct election is being held. So this is the difference between other areas in the region and Somali. Second was a prestigious award has been announced for an Eritrean journalist who has been in prison for the last 2 decades, more than 2 decades. Edelstam Foundation is based in Sweden. It's a Swedish human rights organization. Twice a year, this foundation grants award to those who are working for the protection of human rights across the world. This year, this foundation has chosen David Isaac to be the recipient of its award. The award will be given on the 19th of November in Stockholm, Sweden. Who is David Isaac? David Isaac is a dual national, basically an Eritrean citizen, but he had Swedish nationality as well. He was working as a journalist in Eritrea when in 2001 he was arrested by security forces. He was heading a private media entity called Setit. It published a newspaper, I think. And in that newspaper, he published some stuff, some demands of politicians, PFDJ people, demanding holding of election, demanding democratic reforms in Eritrea. Eritrean government arrested those who made the demand for democratic change, who demanded elections. Eritrean government arrested politicians, it arrested media people too. Since then, these people have been in prison. David, some have died there. What was their crime? Did they try to topple the government, or did they just call for democratic reforms? People have every right to call for democratic reforms, every right to call for elections, because countries are not ruled by individuals. Countries are governed by people who are treated as subjects, but basically they are the rulers. So demand is not illegal. If a government has been in power for decades and it does not care about people's rights, what will people do? They will try to remove it, obviously. They would like their representatives to be in power. There's nothing wrong, nothing illegal with that. But obviously, dictatorships don't want to hear any demands for democratic change. David was put in prison for the last 2 decades. More than 2 decades, he has been in prison. Swedish government raised voice for the release of David, but he was not released. This human rights organization is asking the Swedish government and international community to call for the release of David Isaac. Rumors have been going around about his well-being too. Some say he has died, others say he's seriously ill, but I don't know. Generally, family does not have access to him. His daughter is abroad. His daughter will receive this award on his behalf. Bethlehem is the name of his daughter. On the 19th of November, she will receive this award in Stockholm. It's very unfortunate that the world is recognizing the work of distinguished Eritreans, but back home, those Eritreans are in prison. It's very unfortunate. Thank you for watching.